Big story today is that Ajit Pawar has died in a plane crash. It was a Learjet 45 or some plane of that kind of a make. And there are several videos doing the rounds about how the plane crashed. You would remember mid last year, there was the Air India 171 crash as well. So many people died in that, hundreds. And the plane crashed, and till today we have got no explanations. Nobody has given us a complete explanation. They're all concerned, it seems, that Boeing should not be blamed, General Electric should not be blamed, Honeywell should not be blamed, Air India should not be blamed, the airlines should not be blamed. Pilots, however, can be blamed. Because you see, the pilot is dead. After that, the government allows certain people in the name of investigations to pressurize the pilot's family, torture the pilot's father, who's forced to issue a statement, Captain Randhawa's father, forced to issue a statement that don't do this to our family. But the entire system comes together to protect whom? Protect Boeing, protect Air India, protect GE, protect Honeywell or Hollywell or whatever that is, just to make sure that the big corporates are not blamed. In all of this is the suspicious behavior of corporate lobbies. And the most dangerous thing in our country is about to happen. Unless you speak up, the government will compromise your safety when you fly. Because the duopoly, the IndiGo Air India duopoly, who are controlling a huge number, I think almost 90% of all civil aviation passenger movement in India by air, that duopoly is telling the government now that we will not follow the rules that you have set as far as the FDTL rules, which determine how pilots fly, where they fly, the extent to which they fly, their duty hours and everything. Can you believe it? The duopoly is coming and saying that they will not follow the government rules. You must be asking, how is this even possible? Well, it is possible because the central government has allowed it. The central government has allowed itself to be put in a situation where two airlines literally tell it what to do. Now, I have no problem if that is to be a private understanding between the central government and two airlines who form an unfortunate duopoly in the country. But this comes at your cost, at the cost of passenger safety. This is not a corporate government issue. This is a public issue. The government must come out with a clear statement. The central government must tell us why it is considering a further relaxation of FDTL norms, which itself it specified. Because IndiGo did not follow these norms, they created chaos. You can see the visuals of what happened during the IndiGo chaos. And at that time, IndiGo said, no, we are going to be good people later. We are going to follow the rules later. We just want more time to follow the FDTL rules. Now, what has IndiGo done? It's got together with Air India and a few other small players who hardly have 1 or 2% market share. The basic fact is the duopoly, Air India and IndiGo, have come together to tell the government that they will not follow the rules. Now, Air India and IndiGo, you may not want to follow the rules. The civil aviation minister may allow you to bully them, bully the government. We may be in an unfortunate situation where two private airline companies are bullying the government meant to represent 1.5 billion Indians. And this bullying is happening right before our eyes and the government is behaving all helpless. The fact is, why should we put up with it? Why should we put up with a deliberate compromise of passenger safety, with airlines coming together and pressurizing the government and saying they will not follow the FDTL guidelines? If FDTL guidelines are not followed, passengers are not safe. The government can't make the rules and allow big airline duopolies to break the rules the next minute. Then the government is going to be a laughing stock. It is going to be a laughing stock if that happens. And now, under a group called the FIA, these airlines have written to the government saying, we don't want these FDTL rules at all. Who are you to impose these rules or not? We don't want it at all. We'll tell you, we'll run our airlines well, we won't cancel planes, but we will not follow FDTL rules. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to see the Modi government put these airlines in their place. And if the government does not, in fact, the matter came up in court today, the government's going to have to answer to the court. If the government does not force these airlines to follow the rules, then the government owes an explanation to you and me, to the people of India. Why would the government, the Modi government, want to compromise passenger safety? We are told that the attempt of the Modi government is to connect all the smallest towns and cities. But I'd like to tell the Modi government that airline infrastructure does not mean only handing over a few airlines to few companies and a few airports to another company. That is not the development of civil aviation in India. That a lot of airports will be run by one company. That's not the development of civil aviation. Civil aviation will be truly in the direction of Viksit Bharat when the passenger feels every time he enters a plane, he or she is safe, and the government has done more than enough to ensure safety. We don't want symbolism anymore. If the Modi government allows a relaxation of its own aviation safety norms because of pressure from an airline duopoly, then the government owes a clear answer to you and me, to the people of India. Passenger first, not airline first. I'd like to remind the government again. Would the government allow two news networks to come together and say these are the rules for the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting to follow? Would the Modi government allow food manufacturers to come and say we will not follow the food safety norms? Then how is it allowing this for airlines? How and why? And for what reason? We don't like to see our government being blackmailed by an airline duopoly, do we? No, we don't. I know you don't. I know you hate it. But more than that, I know that when you go to an airport and you get on that plane, you want to feel safe. The government owes an explanation to you. This is not going to be allowed to be a private understanding between the civil aviation minister and the airlines. And especially today, a big politician has died, most unfortunately, in a plane crash. We all saw the visuals. And Air India 171 happened not too long back. When are we going to wake up and smell the coffee? I repeat, handing over a few airports to one company is not the development of civil aviation. Stopping air crashes is the development of civil aviation. Everything else is a sham, ladies and gentlemen. Passenger first. You deserve an answer, don't you?